panel kedua jawab. Tapi kalau panel lain nak bantu jawab, boleh juga macam tu.
Ya, boleh. Kita santai-santai je sampuk sesama sendiri.
Lepas tu yang tu macam dalam 1 jam. Lepas tu lagi setengah jam tu kita buat Q&A lah. Kita ambil soalan daripada tu ke? Daripada YouTube komen tu kan? Soalan daripada ni. Sebab kalau kita nak panjangkan Q&A tu boleh, tapi takutnya soalannya nanti macam merepek-repek sebab daripada budak-budak kan.
Redundant. Takut redundant lah. Macam kita dah jawab waktu panel.
Macam tu. Jadi macam most of the things yang kita nak cakap tu moderate saya akan tanya dulu dekat kawan-kawan panel. Lepas tu nanti diorang akan jawab. So nanti yang Q&A tu tinggal sikit-sikit je lah yang mana yang terlepas.
Biasanya dia punya Q&A ni dia sometimes dia tak tunggu di hujung sesi. Sometimes kita tengah macam contoh Cikgu J tengah present, ada terus soalan. So nanti kalau in between macam tu, akak akan pin question tu. Contoh macam ni ada soalan kan yang relate dengan session tu. So akak terus ni kena alert lah soalan yang muncul di screen tu. So bila macam Cikgu J dah habis cakap, Syu cakap okay kata ada question, akak akan pin dekat screen tu.
Macam tu. Okay. So maksudnya dia macam in between lah. Dia tak ada Q&A session. Maksudnya Q&A session tu dia jadi banyak-banyak lah macam tu.
Dia boleh jadi in between tu boleh ada, dan sometimes di hujung Q&A session tu kita open juga, mungkin ada lagi soalan waktu tu. Tapi biasanya most orang suka interrupt waktu kita tengah tu lah. Tapi kita habiskan dulu panel cakap, lepas tu baru akak akan pin question, tengok pada sesuai lah. Tapi Syu as moderator kena alert lah question tu muncul, kena interact macam tu lah.
Okay.
If the question have like similarities towards the question yang kita tengah jawab, might as well add on je lah daripada situ kan.
Betul add on je. So nanti macam Liana Liana tetap akan jawab dekat live juga ke atau fully dekat live chat saja? Syu plan macam mana?
Macam mana?
Akak rasa macam ni, Liana tak apa stay je dalam ni, suara 5 orang, so baru meriah sikit. Tapi contoh macam kalau time Amira Noru cakap, yang kawan-kawan lain tu kena tengoklah komen dekat live chat tu, tolong jawab dekat situ. Siapa-siapa lah. Okay. You all nanti berlima lah dalam ni. Santai-santai je macam borak-borak biasa lah.
Maksudnya kita yang soalan yang nak diajukan kepada panel tu yang tak dijawab dalam live tu adalah benda yang macam mungkin boleh didiscuss dengan lebih mendalam macam tu lah kan?
Ya. Kalau macam dia orang tanya tu, boleh je Syu nak pass kat siapa-siapa ataupun just terus spontaneous terus jawab siapa-siapa pun boleh.
Bukan kena macam moderator yang cakap okay kita ada soalan.
Boleh juga boleh. Contoh kan, contoh moderator bagi soalan dekat Mus, okay Mus share your experience kan untuk new batch ni. Mus pun cakap tiba-tiba ada satu soalan. Akak pun pin lah dekat situ. Lepas tu nanti moderator bercakap, Mus dah habis cakap, moderator cakap okay, so kita ada question daripada audience untuk Mus, so Mus jawab lah. Macam tu lah. So akak akan tutup lah. Okay.
Faham.
Muncul tiba-tiba lah.
Betul juga tu kalau kita buat masukan, maksudnya kalau kita segedebuk Q&A session hujung-hujung sahaja, nanti macam mungkin ada orang dah tinggalkan session ke, so kita ambil sikit-sikit lah, kita selingan-selingan lah Tapi nanti last kita still buat juga Q&A. Okay, kalau nak jawab soalan ni kan, para panel rasa korang memerlukan berapa lama untuk jawab soalan? Maksudnya maksimum lah.
Untuk fikir ke untuk jawab?
So maksudnya kalau macam tiba-tiba dah terlebih tu kita tahulah macam okay lah macam tu. So maksudnya kau kena betul lah kan.
Ya. Actually kalau kita extend masa lah ajak pun tak apa, sebabnya kita nak bagi info kan. So kita just plan je around kalau terlajak pun it's okay sebab kita memang nak share kan. So diorang pun akan stay kalau diorang nak tahu. Okay, so sekarang kita start testing lah. Syu mungkin sebab panel masing-masing nak tahu siapa punya turn kan, dan apa nak kena explain nanti. Okay. Kalau test akak keluar daripada sini, you all je yang ada. Ready tak?
Okay.
Okay.
Kita bahagian
Mana soalan tadi?
kan? Jawab soalan dekat chat.
Mira. Cuba gini. Siapanya namanya? Lang cuba macam suruh siapa-siapa ke type soalan dalam link tu. Ada tak
Dalam
orang?
Kita tu.
Where is the link?
Yes, very
So macam boleh lah praktis ada orang tanya soalan kan?
Alah, kita terdidik dah link. Ni dah.
Sure. Nanti bila start, aku akan
Macam boleh lah ada orang tanya soalan kan?
Alah, terdidik dah link. Ni dah.
Syu, satu panel akan dapat berapa soalan?
Satu soalan. Satu soalan. Kita dah ada list of questions kan nanti jap. Tapi yang ni belum finalize je. Nanti kita tengok balik lah soalan-soalan yang perlu, tak perlu apa semua kan. Nanti tapi yang ini untuk sekarang ni test run je kan?
Ya, test run. So nanti Syu akan mulakan, akan letak Syu sorang-sorang je. So nanti start daripada introduce semua panel. Macam tu lah. Okay. So nanti kita tengok dulu question. So bila panel dah contoh lah soalan bagi dekat Liana. So Liana jawab, okay, Assalamualaikum. Di buku adalah cara. Okay, sekian, terima kasih. Test flow je. Okay, so akak keluar, akak serahkan kepada Syu Syu, boleh?
Okay.
Okay, so akak keluar, akak serahkan kepada Syu Syu, boleh?
Okay. Akan monitor kita kalau salah bagi tahu.
Okay, so akak keluar, akak serahkan kepada Syu Syu, boleh?
Okay. Akan monitor kita kalau salah bagi tahu.
Okay, so
Kena ulang-ulang.
Syu, boleh?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat malam. Saya ucapkan selamat datang kepada semua para pendengar podcast kita pada hari ini. Hari ini kita akan membincangkan satu topik yang sangat menarik sempena pembukaan beasiswa daripada Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia untuk para pelajar matrikulasi yang ingin melanjutkan pelajaran ke luar negara dalam bidang-bidang STEM dan akan dilantik menjadi pegawai pendidikan di Kolej Matrikulasi seluruh negara. Jadi hari ini kita akan bersama-sama dengan beberapa panel yang sangat menarik yang mempunyai pengalaman yang cukup bernilai kerana para panel kita semua adalah daripada bekas-bekas pelajar PPC. Panel pertama kita iaitu Puan Syukrina Jasmine ataupun lebih dikenali sebagai Cikgu J telah menghabiskan masa selama 3 tahun di Nottingham betul kan? Nampak? Nanti aku cakap sorry bodoh lah.
Betul lah.
Okay. Panel pertama kita iaitu Puan Syukrina Jasmine atau lebih dikenali sebagai Cikgu J telah menghabiskan masa selama 3 tahun di University of Nottingham dengan melanjutkan pelajaran dalam bidang kimia. Beliau telah mendapat, kau dapat apa wafers kan ke tak? Ke confidential?
Nottingham UK tau. Maksud sebab
okay.
Nottingham Malaysian campus.
Okay. Panel pertama kita pada hari ini tidak lain tidak bukan adalah pelajar PPC yang telah menghabiskan masa selama 3 tahun di University of Nottingham, United Kingdom dalam bidang kimia. Beliau dikenali sebagai Cikgu J atau nama panjangnya Madam Syukrina Jasmine. Maybe Cikgu Syukrina, maybe Cikgu J boleh say hi to the camera.
Hi. Syu, you tak perkenalkan diri you dulu Syu?
Lol. Okay, tak apa, catat. Kenalkan nama.
Is the moderator
Kenalkan nama
first.
sendiri baru panel.
People bilang,
Ya Allah.
apa yang cakap ni?
Should I start again? Tak payahlah Tak apalah nanti.
You dah kenalkan tadi kan? Make sure you kenalkan diri nanti.
Okay. Panel kita yang kedua adalah cikgu yang begitu hebat mengajar subjek biologi. Beliau telah menghabiskan masa di University of Sheffield selama 3 tahun dalam bidang biologi. Kenapa aku cakap macam translating English into Malay? Weh, teruk, tak boleh. Okay, panel kita yang kedua adalah Madam Nurul Amira. Beliau telah menghabiskan masa selama 3 tahun di University of Sheffield dalam bidang biologi. Madam Amira, boleh say hi to the camera?
Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone.
Dan panel kita yang ketiga, yang paling menarik sekali. Beliau adalah pelajar PPC yang sedang belajar di Universiti apa weh?
University of Queensland.
Queensland?
University of Queensland, Australia.
Okay. Dan panel kita yang ketiga, sangat menarik ya panel ini kerana beliau sedang melanjutkan pelajarannya di University of Queensland, Australia. Memperkenalkan Encik Mustaqil. Say hi to the camera please.
Hi.
Okay. Jadi sesi kita pada malam ini adalah sesi yang sangat menarik kerana KPM telah membuka pendaftaran untuk beasiswa SLTPPM, iaitu beasiswa yang akan memberikan beasiswa penuh kepada calon-calon untuk melanjutkan pelajaran di luar negara, dan apabila mereka kembali ke Malaysia, mereka akan dilantik menjadi pegawai pendidikan di kolej-kolej matrikulasi seluruh negara. Jadi, para pendengar sekalian, anda bolehlah tonton live kita pada malam ini dan anda boleh senaraikan apa saja soalan yang anda ingin tanyakan, dan kita akan cuba tanyakan soalan-soalan tersebut kepada para panel kita yang cukup berpengalaman. Lepas tu nak cakap apa? Nak. Tadi dah kenalkan diri. Okay.
Okay. So sekarang tanpa buang masa lagi, kita teruskan dengan panel kita yang pertama. Macam tu. Okay. Alright,
okay.
Kak Mira.
Alright. Okay. Tanpa membuang masa lagi. Mari kita teruskan dengan panel kita yang pertama, iaitu Cikgu J. Okey Cikgu J, saya ada soalan yang sangat menarik. Boleh Cikgu J ceritakan sedikit pengalaman semasa berada di UK? Pengalaman sebagai pelajar maksud saya.
Saya berjaya bertemu jodoh.
Mute je.
Min you tak open mic.
Okay. Terima kasih Puan Moderator. Terima kasih Miss Moderator, Miss Syuhada for the answer for the question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to everyone who is watching. Ni ayat tak faham, ni ayat ni tau, ayat dia literally memang daripada kotak tau.
Tak apa, kita test run. Aku pun macam mabuk ni.
So the experience I had during the 3 years that I counted, sebab basically starting from our batch was quite a special and unique batch because we were given the opportunity to have 3 years, kita dapat 3 tahun di UK, dan juga melanjutkan pelajaran pendidikan kita, education in Malaysia. Okay, we were being called to go back to Malaysia, and we were learning, we were pursuing our education in University of Malaya. So batch kita orang ni special lah. Kalau tak sebelum ni, sebelum senior-senior ni, dia orang dapat 4 tahun di UK. Tapi sampai ke batch kita dapat merasai kedua-dua situasi, sama iaitu di luar negara dan juga di dalam negara. Gitu. Special.
Yeah. Okay. We got to experience both, right?
Pengalaman 3 tahun di UK tersebut merupakan satu kenangan yang pahit, manis, semua senyuman, gembira, tangisan semua ada lah. Di mana di luar negara itu kita belajar akan akan yang pertama sekali yang saya belajar adalah kita keluar daripada comfort zone kita. Sebab kita harus ingat bahawa kita di Malaysia ni adalah kita merupakan golongan majoriti, iaitu sebagai macam pelajar Muslim di sana, kita merupakan golongan majoriti. Tapi bila kita di sana, bila kita jadi Malaysian, seorang Malaysian di sana, kita berasa diri kita ni kita telah tergolong daripada dalam golongan minority, yang menyebabkan kita akan rasa macam dia memang keluar lah daripada comfort zone tu. So we don't really feel the macam kalau kita kat Malaysia ada waktu bulan Ramadan ada bazar, pasar bazar. Tapi dekat Malaysia tu, tapi dekat UK tu pasar pun tak nampak. Pasar pun semua dia bawah bumbung gitu. Pasar pun tak nampak. And then bila dekat sana tu it's like 100% you're fully functioning speaking English. But when you do meet someone who like macam Malaysian ke, boleh cakap Melayu ke, tu memang seronok lah, boleh sembang dengan dia kan, memang sembang habis lah macam tu. Okay dah tu je.
Okay, ya, betul tu Cikgu J. Yang agak susah rasanya adalah untuk fit into the society, right? Because before this we were the majority, but when we were in the UK, I mean, we are alone. We only have Malaysians, other Malaysians, and I'm not really sure how people yang dapat study dekat tempat yang agak terpencil and they don't really have like Malaysian community to support them. It must be like very hard for them to cope with that and to cope with the studies altogether. But most Malaysians graduate with flying colours, right?
Exactly.
So I don't think Malaysians are bad.
Yeah.
We're like among the best.
Yeah, the thing that really helps this is my opinion, the thing that really helps Malaysian in the UK is that we have societies, like for example Malaysian society. We also do have like platform mahasiswa Islam Malaysia. We have platforms that like Ikram pun ada. Diorang semua membantu Malaysia to connect, Muslim Malaysian to connect, as well as Malaysian. I'm pretty sure even non-Muslim students kat luar sana pun ada society diorang sendiri. So diorang memang akan ada lah pengkumpulan orang Malaysia tu yang menyebabkan kita lebih bersemangat. Kita tahu walaupun kita adalah golongan minoriti di sana, tapi kita tahu bahawa kita masih lagi ada support. The one thing that you should really that you need to do, that this is my tips, is you have to put an effort. You have to put an effort in gaining that support. If you're like gonna sit in the bed and then do nothing, just study, go to university and then so on and so forth, trust me, you would face those mental breakdowns and everything. Like if you have felt mental breakdown in Malaysia, in kat UK nanti lagi lah. So yeah, you really have to put the effort in trying to gain the support system, to build your support system so that you are able to pursue your studies as well as ace those exam.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Cikgu J. Okay, so Mr. Mustaqim. What should I call you? Mustaqim, okay. So Mustaqim, macam pelik je, saudara Mustaqim.
Sir, dia dah layak dah kena sir tu.
Sir, okay. Let's call you sir. Okay, Sir Mustaqim, what about you? What about Malaysian student nowadays? Can you tell us more about the students who are sent to overseas to studies, and like how many students are there nowadays? Like how many people the government send to study overseas nowadays? Because I think it must be very different from our batch, because during our batch time they send like so many Malaysians and we have like a very big community. And then nowadays they don't really send people to overseas because of the COVID. And so how do you cope with that? I mean, can you please tell us about the community you are in now in Queensland? Because it's quite different than us. We study in the UK, but you study in Australia. So can you tell us about your experience, this 1 or 2 years experience in Australia?
Okay, first of all, I'm still haven't started my studies yet, so I'm still stuck in Malaysia. And in terms of how many people that the government sent, through this program. I think usually they send 30 people, but this year it's 27. I think most of the people don't want to pursue in this what do you call it, in this program, because they thought maybe studying in Malaysia during this pandemic is better than studying online, then go to other countries during the pandemic might be a little too much for them. So,
Oh,
in
okay.
terms of
So
my
now you are in Malaysia? Are you in
yes,
Malaysia
in
or?
Malaysia. Yes, in Malaysia.
Okay. So when are you going to go back to Australia?
So they supposedly I'm in July, I think they
In
say.
July. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. We got the vaccine today, so hopefully we'll all get covered with vaccines and we can go back, right? Because everything get dragged due to the COVID. So let's hope for the best. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Thank you, Mustaqim. So next question is I'm going to ask this to our third panel, Cikgu Nurul Amira. So, why did you choose this scholarship? Why did you apply for this scholarship, a scholarship at the first place 7 years ago?
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Shuhada, for reminding me my good old golden days. Okay, for me, this scholarship is a must for who has the interest to become an educator. Okay, it is not just about going to overseas, going to La La Land, having a good time, learning a lot. Okay, it is about becoming an educator. Before you apply for this scholarship, you have to have a clear vision of what you want to become. Okay, then you have to know what you will be teaching. So choose your course wisely. Okay, back to your question just now. Was it why?
Yeah, why do you apply this scholarship at the first place? Because knowing you, you are like the smartest student. You know, you, Madam Amira, you can speak 7 languages. Okay, you're an excellent student, an excellent human. And why do you choose this scholarship, like to become a teacher, to become an educator, instead of going to the medical field or, other fields that like are better than teaching?
Okay, thank you, Shuhada. Okay, for me, a great teacher will build a great community. Okay, so it is not just about being a teacher and then teaching while children, getting them an A grade. No, it's about building a community. So for me, I can maximize my potential by being a teacher. So that's why I took this scholarship. Okay, when you ask me why this scholarship rather than so many other fields, is first, you have to be aware that there are so many kind of scholarships out there, but not all of them will give you 100% scholarship. Okay, I come of a very
Mm.
moderate family, so I was aiming to study without using any loans, and I want to become a fresh graduate whose the first salary is to do your own good, not to pay loans. Okay, so this is one of the best scholarship that I find suitable for my ambition, suitable for my long-term financial planning, and it will be a really good medium for me to maximize my potential in upcoming generation. Thank you, Shraddha.
Mm. What a futuristic mindset. Okay, now I know why. Because all this time I keep asking, why did this Madam Amira choose this path? Okay, for our audiences, I want to tell you that our Madam Amira is a very excellent student. She can speak 7 languages. She was a very, very excellent student, and she was in debate. And when whoever involved in debate, how their mind works, right? And look, if you have this futuristic mindset like her, you can be a teacher. If you want to really help others, you should be a teacher. But my advice is, if you don't really want to become an educator, and if you just want this scholarship just to go to the overseas, you shouldn't apply for this. Yeah.
You
Because
may rethink about it.
right, because it's like you're closing
Need to-
others' opportunities, right? Okay, thank you very much. So next question is, Madam J, aku nak tengok soalan apa ni, jap. Should I ask you, jap. Should I ask you about the interview, or should I ask you about the worst experience?
Interview tu
Should I
bagi
ask you-
saya.
I was curious dia pasal tips interview.
Ni,
Dah
tanya
macam
pasal ni. I want to be asked about my haji experience.
My what? Your what?
Haji experience. I completed haji during when I was studying UK.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, okay. Okay,
So
so let me rephrase that question. Okay, Cikgu J, what is your best experience? What was the best experience while studying in the UK that you cannot forget?
Okay, thank you, Miss Shwada. That's a very
Is that rephrasing the question?
okay lah tu.
Boleh lah tu.
It's a very reminiscing question because it made me reminisce about the sweetest moment in UK, and honestly, I had the best experience. When I say the best, it really includes the sweetest, the bitterness in every single aspect. Okay, because when I say it's the best experience, because one of the experience that really completed my UK degree, that really completed my studies in UK, was that I was able to be given the opportunity to complete my haji at haji dekat UK. So no, dia macam because like I was one of the person who I'm not really I'm actually worse at future planning, but I didn't really open up a tabung haji whatsoever dekat Malaysia ni. Memang kalau saya open sekarang ni umur 100 lebih kot saya dapat kan. So I decided why not I buat haji dekat UK, like is there anything that would halang kita ke apa, kan tak ada kan. So macam mana waktu nak on the way nak pergi ke UK tu, I remember pasang niat simple je, niat like literally macam okay, bila sepanjang belajar UK ni nak try lah dapat buat haji. And Alhamdulillah, like it was a process of dalam permohonan nak ke UK, nak haji, nak melaksanakan haji. And bila nak melaksanakan haji tu, there's a lot of things that you have to macam fikir jugalah, because the first thing is about your kewangan, and then the first thing is also about your savings, and then about your passport, your details and everything, your vaccines that you have to take before going for the Hajj. And Alhamdulillah, with all the process, dengan niat yang sesimpel sekecil-kecil itu pun, dalam third year tu sebelum saya masuk ke final year di UK, Alhamdulillah diberi peluang untuk melaksanakan haji di sana. Seronok lah, because bila haji dekat sana tu, you're in a, basically you tumpang haji lah, because you're Malaysian and then you tumpang haji UK.
Oh, so you tak lalu tabung haji lah.
Tak perlu pun. Dia memang literally you tumpang jemaah UK kat sana.
So the UK government has their own tabung haji?
Yes. The UK government has their own Hajj pilgrim quota from the Saudi Arabia bagi dia orang quota, tapi tak banyak lah quota dia orang. Like kalau dapat tu kira Alhamdulillah lah. And what I felt there during the experience there was, I really didn't feel very macam packed or whatsoever, macam because bila you tumpang haji UK jemaah, macam UK Muslims there are a minority, so you're so free, like there's no macam nak kena bertumbuk-tumbuk ke nak ke apa ke, but the only thing that you have to like macam bersempit tu bila you nak tawaf, bila you nak solat, kat situ je lah, because ramai orang berkumpul waktu haji, and it was quite a wonderful experience because I felt as if like going for the Hajj, and I didn't, it's trying to say to me that when you tanam niat kan, niat tu, sekecil-kecil niat tu, bila you dah niat, even you niat macam benda perkara yang macam, okay, saya nak mohon beasiswa PPC ni sebab saya nak jadi cikgu. Saya nak mohon, saya nak mohon dapat beasiswa PPC ni sebab saya nak mengubah hidup saya. Saya nak cuba mencari keredaan Allah. Macam tu, contoh, niat sesimpel tu. Allah akan permudahkan kita untuk kita dapat apa yang kita mahu dengan simple niat, because what the Haji experience has taught me was that never disregard a simplest niat, because your niat can somehow become a powerful doa for you to have a better future as well as let Allah do the planning, macam tu. So that's the sweetest moment that I've ever had with my Haji experience, because I literally didn't expect a haji. Sebab saya memang duk ingat macam nak kena bila balik UK tu barulah buka tabung haji, kalau dapat umur 100 tu aku reda lah. Tapi dengan niat simple waktu first year tu, tiba-tiba boleh buat haji tu ketika sebelum masuk final year tu. So that's one of the experience yang kalau boleh mohonlah PPC ni, tanamlah niat, start by now, and then let that niat write your own path. Macam tu.
Okay. What a good sharing. Yeah. Aku nak cakap apa tadi? Lepas tiba-tiba dia lupa. Oh my god, you cannot be a moderator like this.
Lol.
Okay, tak apa. Okay, dia test run kan. Okay. Kita buat betul-betul. Okay, next question. Nanti betul-betul lah bagi komen pasal tu. Okay, so next question. Let's ask Sir Mustaqim. I want to ask a bit about the interview and how did you get this scholarship? I mean, what are the apa tu kita specification? How did you get this scholarship? I mean, what are the kenapa ada specification? Kenapa dia bising? How did you get this scholarship? I mean, what are the Okay. Tak, sebab dia bunyi banyak kali dengan suara. Okay, so I want to ask Sir Mustaqim, I want to ask a bit about the interview, about how did you prepare for how did you prepare for the scholarship? First, of course, for the interview, and then how did you prepare for your studies? I mean, how did you study during your matriculation days until you got this scholarship?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank the moderator for the question. I think I found out about this scholarship through my sister. She said something about PPC, so I didn't really know what PPC is. Then when I got into matric, I started asking the lecturers, the seniors about PPC. And then they told me about this. They say it's a program where you go to overseas, you study for 3 or 4 years, and then come back being a lecturer at one of the matriculation college in Malaysia. And I think to myself, I said, maybe being a lecturer is one of my ambition, because both of my parents are teachers. So I think, why not just follow their footsteps? So that's how I know about this program. And then I saw this, they started to advertise this program through Telegram, but I would say it's kind of hard to know what the program is about, because there's not a lot of advertisement regarding this program.
Yeah.
So it's not like they have this kind of session so that people know what.
I mean, they don't put the poster everywhere, right?
Yeah, that's true. Even during my batch point, like I only knew this from the counselor. Yeah, I went to see the counselor because I didn't know what my future would hold. So I had to see the counselor.
Yeah. I did meet the counselor as well to ask about this. And then
so how this might be confidential to you, but may I ask what was your result in matriculation? And then we go to the question, how did you study?
Drum
Okay,
roll.
my matriculation year is a bit special because that's the first year that the COVID pandemic hit Malaysia. So in my
Okay.
first semester, I got final exam and I did. I think it's great because I got 3.8 CGPA. So
Cool.
I didn't really do that well in physics. So in second semester, all we had to do was we didn't know that there was going to be a pandemic. So I did all I could with the assignment. So I got almost full mark for it. And then turns out there's no final exams. So they only took the assignment result. So I ended up getting 4 flat in semester 2. And then at them both I got 3.9 CGPA.
Cool. So what you're doing computer science, right?
Yeah,
Studying
I'm
computer
doing,
science right now.
yes.
So what
computer
do you
science.
get for computer science?
I got
Was it
A.
both A's? Okay, so both A's for both semester.
Yes, I really
Okay,
like computer
cool.
science.
So so how
Different.
do you study in matriculation? Oh, so you did the assignment, and then in the first semester, you did well, but not really well in physics.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I didn't really study every day. I usually go back after class, play my phone or sleep. But a month or two before the examination, I started become worried about my exam. So I started understanding the concept, the topic that the lecturer taught me. But I did focus during class because that's important. But I do play around little, and that's normal, I think, for every student.
Yeah. As teenagers, right?
Yeah.
You tend to play around and then go back to studies, but that will only last for 30 minutes and then you go back to play games and everything. But that's okay because you scored in your exam
Yeah.
and your final exam and you got the scholarship already. Uh okay, so
One thing.
I want to ask a bit about the allowance because our audience one of our audiences asked about the allowance for now. In Australia, how much do you get now?
Actually,
Previously we got £880 a month in the UK, and was all the same, right? I mean, other scholarships also get £880, right?
Yeah,
Depends.
that's for zone like macam like in the if you get London, like you get much more, like 1,001 if I'm not mistaken.
So how about the allowance in Australia?
I supposed to got 1,200 Australian dollar.
Okay.
But since we're studying here, they use the, I don't know what they say, macam ikut kadar Malaysia. Ikut kadar Malaysia.
But so you don't
So
get 1,200.
no. I only get about 700, I think, each month.
Oh.
RM100 each month. Yeah. But it's okay.
Okay. So but you have been to Australia, right?
Not yet.
I did went to Australia with my family for holidays, but that's it. Never
So you
for studies.
haven't been in class, like literally a physical class yet?
Nope, never.
Okay then.
But
Okay.
I hope in the near future I'll get
Yeah.
to go.
Let's hope for the best. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Mustaqim. Next question. I'm going to ask this to our third panel, Madam Amira. So, I want to ask you about your spending in the UK, and then the worst experience And also, how do you cope with
Tanya
all
pasal
the hardships?
kepimpinan. Tanya pasal kepimpinan. Sheffield Society. Woo!
Boleh lah kau sebut je lah. Tak apa, nanti kita rephrase balik soalan ni.
Tanya apa tadi?
I want to ask you about how you spend your allowance in the UK. You know, some people think that
Kau tanya
that
satu
amount
orang
is
lagi.
enough. Kau salah tanya, kenapa kau spend?
Aku tak spend. Tak boleh menjawab soalan ni.
But you don't spend money.
No, I do extra business in UK. I earn a lot of pounds. I get married.
That
Takkan aku nak jawab macam tu.
So tak payah jawab. Okay. Soalan yang seterusnya.
The spending can
But
ask
if
me
you
lah.
are
Because
into
like
new
how I
experience
spend,
ke?
how I macam save for haji as well as how I save for macam travels or anything. Spending.
Sabar jap. I mean, kita tanya soalan dulu dekat Mira. Okay. So can you tell us more, Amira? So Madam Amira, can you tell us more about your worst experience? Maybe in the cultural context, in the perspective of culture, or maybe your hardship in class. For example, me, I was the only one who wears scarf in my class, and all students are not. I'm the only Muslim in the whole 180 people lecture, and there's only like 10 girls because we do computer science, and not so many girls are interested in that course. so I'm a lady, and then I'm a Muslim, and that is one of my hardship. So how about you? What was your worst hardship, and how do you cope with that?
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Shuhada. Actually, I always have one kind of mindset, which is obstacle is the way. Every time you face any kind of obstacles in your life, you have to sit down and find a way for you to get through it. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Okay, so I have this kind of mentality from
Should we play the background? Okay.
Okay.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger. Okay.
I will never say this as a worst experience, but rather than that, I will make it like the most valuable experience for me. Okay, like Madam said now, being the minority is really a big challenge. Okay, and it was my passion during my university days to be a part of the societies. I was very active with Malaysian society, with Islamic society, and then I joined sign language classes, get to know other people's religion, get to know multiple community. So I went to a lot of dialogues. Okay, I went to sit with Jews, with Christians, with Hindus to get to know their religion, and then get a chance to talk about my religion to them. Okay, so it is a very good experience, but at the same time, sometimes you face verbal harassment. Okay, verbal harassment. Provocative questions. People do come to me, and during the Islamic week, which held by the Islamic Society in the university. So we do have this kind of booth where people come and ask you about your religion. Okay, so I do have this guy coming to me, showing the Quran and saying to me, "I'm a gay. Can I become a Muslim?" Okay, that is one of it.
Well, that's challenging. That's so challenging.
Then I have another guy coming to me and saying that I just want to become a Muslim so that I can have 4 wives. Okay. Then on the very same day, okay, one after another. And then I have the same initial guy that come to me in the morning, come to me again in the evening, asking me that I don't want to be circumcised. Can I be a Muslim? So it's like, yeah, you will.
That was so challenging. May I ask what do you answer? What was your answer?
Okay, this is the best experience, because before you go to that kind of conversation, you will be given enough training from the Islamic Society, from the professional people. So you will be really a really calm person with a good knowledge to answer that kind of question. Even if you cannot answer that kind of question, as a ambassador of your religion, you know you have done your very best. Okay, so that is a kind of valuable experience that I faced when I was representing my country, representing my religion, and representing um, myself. Okay, so
Okay. So what about hardships in studies?
okay, I did
Yeah, this
biology.
is very
I did
interesting.
biology degree. And when I was in Sheffield, the first shock for me was the biology studies in Sheffield are focused on animal and plant sciences only. Okay, they don't do human biology. To do human
Oh,
biology, you have
really?
to do biomedical sciences.
So
So the
the hard stuff, the blood
yeah,
stuff, everything
yeah,
you don't really
the
learn it
lab
there.
between the syllabus that I studied in matriculation and the lab that the level of syllabus for the first year of university students in the United Kingdom was very, very far. The gap was very huge. So I had to put a lot of effort, a lot of time. I had to go back and forth to the library. I spent nights studying in library so that I could get an A, I could get a pass mark. Okay, so if you are applying for this scholarship, expect a lab in knowledge. Okay, expect that you will not know so many things in your first year. Expect to put your great effort in ensuring that you will be managing to cope with the gap. Yeah.
Okay. So what was your driving force to like continue studying, continue facing all the hardships?
Okay.
We know some of our friends, they stop in the
Yeah.
middle, right?
So the
Yeah.
reality
So
of getting this scholarship is you are studying with the money of people. Okay, you are bringing along on your shoulders the hope and the effort of millions of Malaysians. Okay, so when
yeah.
you're applying for this scholarship, please bear this in your mind. Okay, you are working alone, but you are literally not alone. Okay,
Um,
jangan jangan apply scholarship ni dengan perasaan main-main, perasaan nak pergi belajar overseas main-main, tak. Dia sebenarnya adalah satu manifestasi yang ingin memandu arah tuju matrikulasi ni ke arah yang lebih ke depan. Okay? Jadi
yeah.
you kena ada matlamat yang jelas bila you buat sesuatu tu. Bila you ada matlamat yang jelas, you ada niat yang jelas, that will be your big why when you feel like you cannot get up. Okay, macam sekarang ni you all study kat matriculation, you rasa sangat you tak boleh nak score for flat, you tak boleh nak buat, but you still go for it. Kenapa? Sebab you tahu kalau you put effort, you akan dapat benda tu. You bawa harapan mak ayah you bawa harapan keluarga, you nak dapatkan penempatan di universiti yang baik. Okay, sama juga. Kalau you get this scholarship, you go overseas, you bawa benda yang sama juga. Okay, so make sure yang madam boleh pesan is you kena ingatlah sentiasa sedar diri. Jangan pergi sana jadi lupa diri pula Lupa diri dengan dah dapat duit pound sterling. Okay, dah dapat kiri kanan lelaki-lelaki, perempuan-perempuan, Minah Saleh, Mak Saleh, you lupa diri. No. You have to know what are you doing. You buat kenapa, you buat untuk siapa. Okay, then you will be fokus lah. Dah tidur ke baby? Sorry.
Okay. Menarik sekali perkongsian Madam Amira kita ya. Ada banyak hardship dari segi study, dari segi nak menyesuaikan diri dengan budaya. It's not just a walk in the park, right? Right, everyone. It wasn't just walk in the park. Sometimes it become too much to handle. But when you think, okay, this is people's money. I'm using people's money to study. They are paying me to study, so that's why. So maybe I don't know. For me, sometimes it is my driving force. Sometimes it's not. it depends on people, right? Okay. So
When I
kita tadi Yeah, I want to ask that. Thank you, our Miss Liana. Okay, so I want to ask our first panel, Cikgu J. So how do you manage your time?
Oh, nak continue lagi ke? Sorry.
Dah. Sikit. Last nanti I tanya prosedur dekat Mustaqim. Lepas tu baru kita buka Q&A.
Oh.
Sebab tadi kita start kan. Kita dah kita start 9.50 tau. So kalau sampai sekarang baru 40 minit. So kalau ni campur ada 1 jam lah. Kita nak buat 1 hour moderator dan baru Q&A, right?
Okay. So 3 soalan lah seorang kan?
Yeah. I ada 9 questions. Okay, so how did you manage your time and also the spending? Because not everyone can go perform Hajj. You know. So some people don't have enough money to even buy food, you know. Some of our friends.
Yeah, true.
Right. But some people can perform Hajj, some people can go travel.
Okay.
So how do you do that?
Well, first of all, time. Time is something in the UK is very, very valuable. It's very precious. Like I would say to you, if you're late 1 minute, they'll be frustrated. They're not they're not to the point of, you know, they won't like macam pasal lambat, ni bangun tidur ni tak. They're not to the point of that, but they're very, very sensitive about time management. Because if you're late 1 minute, I remember being late for a doctor's appointment, just 1 minute late, and I came into the door, it's just like 1 minute. And one thing that she said to me, she was really quite frustrated, I think, and then she said to me, that 1 minute I can use to actually see someone else and give them a 30-second advice about your medical health. I was dumbfounded, and right after that, I've learned my lesson about time management. I would always be punctual, because when I heard that in mind, it really felt as if yes, it's true. Because kita kat sini dengan culture kita ada like this, you know, this phrase janji Melayu kan, pukul 3. Janji Melayu. Diorang kat sana tak ada. Because diorang tak ada janji Mak Saleh. Janji Mak Saleh diorang memang tepat. Dan so if you have class at 8, so be there on time. If you have lab at 9, be there on time. It's not that they won't, you know, they don't really, you know, give you like macam what's scary about Mak Saleh, if you're not on time, they give you that silent treatment. Yes, really, they do give that silent treatment. So in time management, you will actually learn it yourself when you go there and experience their culture, because they are very punctual in terms of when you tell them to meet up at 8 a.m, they will come at 8 a.m. Like they will come early at 7:30 and maybe and then we'll start the conversation at 8 a.m. So yeah, they're really punctual. So you would actually feel that culture shock within you. So you get used to it, and that's why I try to maintain that punctuality. And when I come back to matriculation, so I will always try to put my effort to enter class before 8 or maybe before 9, or maybe come early just to set up. In terms of spending, spending is a very, very important aspect, because when you're in the UK, there is so many things that's really not that's really affordable, to be honest. Because if you go to Primark, you have like £2, £3 clothing, you know, if you go shopping or anything, there's so much of that stuff. And you also have like, if you have families and friends who like to kirim barang dekat you, sebab macam kat UK dia punya apa,
because everything is cheap.
Everything's cheap.
It's like kedai mampu milik rakyat Malaysia.
Yeah, because like if you imagine, like if you buy I don't know, like I think a coat macam kalau kat Uniqlo, the standard coat there is like RM300, but if you buy a coat there in Primark, it's like £40. That's about 200. No, sorry, not £40. Like around £35 or something like that. You times by 4 lagi. I forgot what's the conversation. It's like much more cheaper than in Malaysia. So yeah, that's the thing. I always keep a very uncluttered mind. I keep a very cluttering mind. Macam I came from a family, like I didn't came from a family that's not, you know, that we can't afford anything. I came from a very comfortable family. Crazy rich Asian sangat. A comfortable family. But I was taught to have a cluttered mind. Like, don't have too many things in your life, because if you have so many things in your life, you're cluttering your space. Okay, so that's the thing that macam kalau bila beli satu benda and then tak pakai, it will clutter your mind and it will like macam dia akan terkumpul dalam bilik and then you will become a hoarder. You know, you hoard things.
Yeah, that's a very, very bad habit.
Exactly. Benda tu yang paling when I was born and raised with a family who who's not really interested in hoarding stuff. We don't really buy that much. We only buy that's what's necessary. Bila dah koyak barulah kita orang beli baru. Macam tu lah. So when you're spending, you have to be careful because there are a lot of sales and everything in the UK. You also have this one holiday. What do you call that? Black Friday. Sorry.
Yeah, Black Friday.
Black Friday is everything goes cheap. Okay, kalau kau nak beli macam Tefal ke apa, yes, Boxing Day as well. Kau nak beli Tefal harga, kalau Tefal dekat Malaysia like dekat RM70, dekat UK kau boleh dapat dalam RM10. It's really Black Friday macam tu. Dia memang gila sale. Sale yang gila-gila. So that's when you have to be careful in terms of the holidays there. So macam I really kept a very uncluttering mind. I didn't like I didn't like to be a hoarder. So I would spend as well as I was having this, macam sebab dah niat. Okay, bila dah niat nak melaksanakan haji tu, I really felt like my heart was like thinking about haji more than spending. So that's why I try to keep my spending to a minimum. I spend like macam, because you have rent to pay, you also have macam savings, and then you also have bills to pay, bills and water, electric to pay. And it also depends on your pendapatan as well. Sebab kalau macam if you duduk dekat halls, macam kalau kat UK lah, I'm not quite sure kat Australia macam mana ataupun negara luar. Kalau kat UK you have like macam if you duduk dekat halls, like my university, if you duduk kat halls, iaitu kat study hall, macam kat asrama dekat university tu dia macam lagi mahal lah. Tapi kalau awak duduk dekat macam rumah sewa ke apa, rumah sewa lagi murah as compared to halls.
Cheaper.
Way cheaper because I think a month like kat halls 400 something like that lah. And then kalau dekat rumah sewa you get like the cheapest 250, 270 and it varies depending on the what do you call that? The tempat. Macam Sheffield pun lagi murah tau. Macam Sheffield sewa lagi murah daripada macam Nottingham. Macam Southampton berapa korang?
Sheffield
the hall.
No, the rumah sewa. Southampton.
Oh, the rumah sewa. Mine was 1,200
a month.
And we divide we divide it into 4 because we live four of us. So and we paid the rent by the room size. So if you live in a big size room, so you got to pay more. I only paid 275 pounds.
But guys, Nottingham, I remember it was like quite mahal lah juga. Macam ada kalanya I remember first year tu sewa 300 and then second sewa 400. Lepas tu bila masuk final year baru 200.
It really depends on your luck as well because we managed to contact the Malaysian society, so they manage all the houses for us.
Betul.
So we don't have to actually apply for the hall, waiting for them to allow us to live in the hall, and then we got to meet all the landlords, all the kind-hearted landlords.
So
thanks to the community. So people, if you got this scholarship, please contact anyone from the place you're going to study, because they know everything about that place already, and that's why you have to ask them about that place. So don't people tend to be lazy to ask, and also sometimes diorang malu nak tanya, right? You have to find those communities. They're really helping each other. Yeah, because based on my experience, kalau I tak jumpa Malaysian Southampton Association, I maybe tak duduk rumah sewa and I have to stay in hall, and that hall costs like 500 and you only got 880 pounds, and if you paid 500 for the halls, just for the halls. Only got 300 for your foods, for your spending and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the food there is cheap. You get like £1 for macam sayur, chili, tomato, semua tu like £1. The food there is really cheap.
So cheap. And also, people, if you got this scholarship, please learn how to cook at least the basic, like the basic, the basic recipe, cook nasi goreng and everything. Because when you're studying overseas, you can't really find the restaurant that cook nasi goreng and asam pedas and masak lemak cili api every day. You have to learn to cook them by themselves.
I think now student nowadays can survive with eating ramen.
No, you cannot do that. There's so many perencah kebodohan in that stuff. You shouldn't eat that.
Samyang, ramen, samyang, tim samyang.
Sesekali tak apa, okay? Sesekali tak apa.
Belajar lah sebelum fly ni sempat gini belajar dulu.
Ya, kena belajar. Masak kena belajar. At least benda-benda lah. You sidai kain, lipat kain. If before this, semua benda bibik you buat, then you have to learn. Because nanti dekat luar negara, no one can do that for you. Seriously. You have to. Tapi jangan risau. At least you tahu basic. And then bila you dah pergi overseas, most of my friends yang lelaki, diorang balik, diorang jadi chef. They learn how to cook in the UK and they are the better cook than us. Right. So don't worry, if you don't have experience, you will gain many experiences.
It will
bila you
come
pergi luar
naturally.
negara.
Yeah.
Okay. So nak tanya last question to our Sir Mustaqim. How was the interview going for your batch? Because it might be different from us. We are from the old batch,
Yeah, okay.
We went to the interview like 5 years ago. 5 years?
6 years ago.
7 years ago.
7
8 years ago.
Oh, we're so old. We're so old.
Okay.
Okay, so how was your interview going?
Okay, my experience was, I think it helped me that I had my friend who go to who go into the PPC also. Yang kawan saya lah yang ikut untuk masuk program PPC ni. So I have him to practice the interview with, and the interview is divided in 2 parts. The first part is the face one-on-one interview. So they ask you a couple of questions. Why do you want to become a lecturer? What's your experience?
Just simple question. Do you have to perform any micro teaching?
Yeah, that's the second part. We have to perform micro teaching. I think there's not much difference, right?
Yeah, it was different.
It depends on the interviewer as well, because like
it depends. During our batch interview, we don't have 2 sessions, but it depends on the interviewer. If it depends whether they want you to do the micro teaching or they want to ask you questions.
Yeah, mine was like, he randomly was like, oh, how about you do micro teaching of sex education? And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, bye.
Oh yeah.
That was my interview memory. So you had like 2 sessions?
We have to do both.
Oh, okay.
I think there's an exam before that interview. We have to
do
an
exam. Physical test pun kena ambil Physical.
Physical UCKG.
So what was the first interview? So the first thing you did was the UKEC.
No, the first thing we did was the exam for psychology thing to make sure that we're right in the head, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay. Psychology test.
Yeah, psychology test. And then secondly, the interview, the one-on-one interview and the micro teaching. And I think that's the most important aspect. And if you want, you need to focus more on the interview, because that's where you tarik perhatian juri tu, because most of the people that apply for the scholarship got very good grades, but they didn't get the scholarship. Maybe because they're bad at English, or they very shy, they don't know how to speak. So that's a very important skill to have, and keep that in mind. So for the micro teaching, they give you like 10 minutes to teach anything regarding your course. Like mine was computer science. I use a picture of a baby. I said, this is a computer. Computer is like a baby. You have to teach him to do everything.
Exactly.
So the jury was like, wow, very mind blown, because they don't know what I was talking about. So you need to try to impress the interviewer. You need to impress the interviewer to get a chance into getting the scholarship. So after the micro teaching, there's this UCKG, ujian kecerdasan calon guru, which for me, I'm not very athletic. So, but most of the thing that they did was ujian segak, jangkut tubi ke apa nama dia, tak ingat. Then the hardest was
Angkat tubi lah.
angkat tubi. Ada this.
Apa latih tubi?
Ya,
Latih
betul.
tubi.
No, dia kata tadi you said just jatuh tubi kan. I'm like, tubi apa yang jatuh ni? I might be bad, but still.
Then the hard was the bleep test, where you have to run from
Okay,
back and forth. So that was the hardest.
They just want to make sure that you're healthy. That's it. Right.
But you have to do your best because there's this unspoken, you have to pass a certain level to actually get a good chance. So after that, everything was over. I think I did okay in that UCKG stuff. So I just wait for after Sem 2 was over, I wait and then got the result, and then wait until August, I think. They called. They said, okay, you got the
Woohoo! Congratulations.
I was very happy to hear that. It was during Raya, I think. So
some sort of duit raya.
Yeah. You get a lot of money also, right?
Lot of money, right?
But that's not the main
Remember, you have to
objective
pay
here, right?
that back.
Be careful with spending. Jangan terpedaya with all the sales. Have an uncluttered mind, okay?
Yeah. Ni test run kan? Tak ada orang tengok kan? Kau simpan lah duit kau baik-baik.
Ada lah orang lain tengok ni.
Ada? Oh, sorry.
I have moderator. I think one tips to give. So when you're preparing for the interview, you need to see your lecturer. Try practice in front of them, because I did that. I did that with my lecturer, Jamila.
Okay.
And then I practice with my parents. I send them voice note. I think this is okay. What should I say? So need to put that. You need to practice. Yeah.
True.
Okay. Oh, I've never thought of that. I've never thought of asking the lecturer.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I don't say something stupid.
It's a very good tips. Very good tips. Okay. What a good sharing from everyone. So, nanti I tambah lagi cakap. So let's continue with our Q&A session, and I'm opening this session for those who want to ask about anything for this scholarship. So if you want to ask about how can you get the scholarship, what should I prepare, how many years am I going to study overseas, whatever type of questions, we try to answer all the questions if we have time. So ada soalan tak? Anyone?
Testing pun dah macam real dah tahu kan Kak Mila. So humble. Kak Mila, so humble.
Akak ni serius lah testing. Ni macam bukan testing.
Keluar daripada keluar kelotak je.
Orang merepek je. Ya Allah.
Merepek.
Kawan-kawan.
Ni terpaling merepek sekali.
Kawan-kawan,
Okay, so
kita kena insaf kawan-kawan.
Kena apa?
Kita kena insaf kawan-kawan. Tengok kawan-kawan.
Kau buat testing macam buat kelas.
Mustaqim, sekejap kiranya nanti apa cerita Mustaqim is basically you're not in Australia tapi awak Mustaqim dah apa orang kata you will start your first semester class esok like that, betul tak?
Yep, yes.
So akan berjumpa lah dengan lecturer ke macam mana?
Rasa first week ni semua lecture je. Tak boleh nak face to face
So
lagi.
you listen to their lecture video?
Yeah.
Tak ada meet ke apa? Like you guys don't buat meet ke apa ke? Macam a live conference ke apa ke?
Lagi. Tak ada lagi.
So how do you contact them? Contact your university contact university with coincidence tu macam mana? Email
Email je lah. Tapi tak banyak. Susah juga lah nak contact dia. Banyak kena berdikari lah. Kena kita sendiri kena explore.
Email banyak lah. Kena email banyak. And then register course dah lah semua. Register course semua.
Mudah. Yang tu agent banyak tolong.
Okay betul lah. Kita orang pun dulu agent juga. Okay lah.
Oh.
So I think Shu kena tanya soalan pada Mustaqim tu more kepada prosedur lah. Macam prosedur you ingat lagi kan? Interview semua tu kan. Because in terms of experience tu mungkin macam I think maybe you can explain about your first day esok kan. Esok nak start kelas kan. Benda kita lah macam experience macam belajar online dengan dia orang. Macam kita sekarang ni pun tengah online juga. Pada masa sama mungkin Mustaqim boleh cerita juga pasal experience your online class during this pandemic.
Okay.
That's more big macam tu.
Saya rasa saya boleh explain yang macam pengalaman kat Matric, prosedur macam mana nak interview tu semua.
Betul. True.
I'm okay with any question. You can answer what you want to answer. Just tell me what kind of question you want to be asked and then I will ask you that question.
27 orang your batch now yang ni terpilih?
27.
And
semua orang pergi Australia ke?
Separuh yang semua. Separuh pergi Australia, separuh pergi New Zealand.
Pilih Australia. Okay, nice.
Sekarang sepatutnya semua pergi.
Perak berapa orang?
3 orang.
Oh, wow.
Kos apa buat? Kos apa?
Saya computer science, yang lagi 2 tu tak pasti sama ada matematik dengan fizik rasanya.
Okay. So computer science ada gang tak?
Ada 3 orang.
Okay, satu universiti lah sama.
Satu universiti. Rasa yang batch kedua PPC yang pergi Queensland.
Okay.
I see. Okay, you have a senior there lah.
Yes.
Senior dekat sana ke kat sini? Kat sana lah.
Senior kau kat mana? Seniornya dah stay dekat Australia ke? Seniornya kena balik Malaysia juga?
Your senior dekat Malaysia ke kat UK sekarang ni? Dekat Australia, sorry.
Dia orang sempat pergi, dia orang tahun lepas kan.
So dia orang tak dapat balik lah.
Dia orang tak balik. Baik stay je bagi habis study.
Bagi habis study, betul.
Australia dia normal je, universiti semua.
Pergi je lah, tak ada MCO.
Terus border dia.
Kan tak buka border, so tak boleh nak pergi.
Yeah, they're very serious about ni. Dia orang macam satu case pun dah tutup semua macam. Kita tengoklah 3,000 kes, relax je.
Ya, hari ni Perak 1002. Tanya.
Woo! Lawan Johor dengan KL.
Kita refine soalan and then fixkan terus siapa akan jawab soalan apa. So senang, orang tu pun nak fikir, nanti flow pun akan jadi.
Okay.
Discuss lah, esok kita discuss because I think macam because I feel bad tadi Mustaqim tak boleh jawab experience punya base. Sebab kita duk cerita pasal UK kan, lepas tu mana Australia ni? Aku nak dengar juga pasal kangaroo, koala.
Dia belum pergi weh.
Itulah, so macam kena try. But I think
Sabar. Nanti dapatlah tu pergi.
Kalau you boleh contact the seniors kan, cuba tanya like dia orang punya like macam apa dia orang cerita. Maybe you can get some tips from them ke dengan senior. Ada ke dapat contact senior kat sana?
I got one contact tapi bukan Queensland lah. Dia apa? Australia National University.
Oh,
NU.
Kalau boleh contact, kita boleh buat meet dengan dia. So meet tu akan masuk dalam ni. So kalau Mus boleh contact one of the seniors, kalau dia boleh join, so dia terus live meet masuk dalam ni terus. Nanti cubalah cari.
Dia tanya senior.
Tanya senior kalau dia boleh meet hari Rabu ni. So kita bagi masa lah what time yang dia akan join meet tu, nanti kita terus live dari sini lah terus masuk.
Australia apa 4 jam ke belakang kan?
2 jam. Tempat
2
saya
jam.
Brisbane 2 jam.
So, 2 jam ke depan lah. Bukan?
Ke depan.
Dia ke depan.
Ke depan. 2 jam ke depan. So that means kalau kita live pukul 9, dia orang dah pukul 11 malam.
Tak tidur.
Yeah. But you know, students don't sleep at 11.
Awal lagi.
Satu lagi, nanti masa introduce tu, you all mention juga you all punya matrikulasi yang dulu.
Baik sis, baik.
Oh ya, some of our lecture they was
Syuhada, baru dia tak bagi kat Syu like the basic information is to be given. And then I think you need to have like macam biodata include like macam benda-benda yang macam apa orang kata like your success achievement, your success and achievement, so that macam student bila dengar jadi macam good life. I would
panel achievement lah.
Whether to introduce all of you or yourself yang introduce tu maybe macam
boleh self introduce.
So better you all introduce yourself so dia lagi feel.
Okay, boleh. No problem.
Self introduce lah.
Introduce nama and then you all introduce yourself detail.
Okay.
Yang Mus punya part is very important sebab dia orang baru nak apply, so dia know apa flow, apa the step, apa dia orang kena get ready, and then baru nak experience tu untuk bagi dia orang lagi teruja lah. And then one more thing kena mention about fokus kelas, study, Amira punya tadi pun memang very clear lah. So macam nampak dia punya masa depan kan macam mana. So start from now dia orang kena bukan sekadar mohon tadi. Very good, dia punya point semua very clear. Cuma kita macam sekejap sana sekejap sini tapi overall memang point dia memang power lah.
Tapi macam tadi kan dari segi soalan tu macam soalan pertama tadi kita tanya dekat Min pengalaman sebagai pelajar di UK. Then suddenly kita tanya dekat dekat Mustaqim pula pasal difficulties. So maksudnya daripada awal kita tak tanya pasal prosedur. So ke macam tadi?
Tadi tu dah dah, cuma macam bila dah masuk experience dia tiba patah balik macam mana nak interview dan sebagainya. So akak rasa better kita start shoot interview. Dia punya iklan tu bila tarikh buka, tarikh tutup, so apa student kena buat, and then kita mungkin boleh start terus dengan kita punya junior lah, most lah macam mana dia punya flow sebab dia ada latest batch kan. So masa dapat iklan point everything dah ada, cuma arrangement kita tadi tu macam sekejap patah balik.
Boleh.
Kita cerita pasal tarikh macam mana nak apply tu semua dulu, lepas tu procedure dia.
Dan apa preparation kena buat kan. And then lepas mungkin masa explain tu yang senior Amira, Min tadi so many point boleh interact dekat situ macam especially untuk biasanya student dia akan takut bila nak interview kan, right Mustaqim? Apply semua bila in terms of interview tu semua macam cuak. So Mustaqim punya point, then seniors walaupun 7 years ago, maybe you boleh share tips how to face the interviews kan. Tips lah, maybe dulu lain sekarang lain, tapi apa yang student kena prepare, mentality.
The formalities is still the same. Like macam
Yeah.
bila kita interview soalan tu macam introduce yourself. Bila you introduce yourself pun ada basic dia kan. Betul kan? Betul.
Yes. So mungkin boleh share tips tu lah kan. Sebab ada kritik satunya interview tu.
Apa contoh yang boleh tanya? Contoh interview yang dia tanya. Boleh?
Boleh macam
boleh.
Lagi orang nak tahu apa actually the actual question yang kena tanya kan. Boleh. So bila dah habis, lepas tu Mus tadi mungkin dah interview, dah bagi tahu dapat bila. So apa yang you buat lepas tu? Dah dapat tu apa next step? Then baru kita pergi pada experience negara-negara, beasiswa dan sebagainya.
Betul.
Okay.
Yang tadi memang perfect lah, memang power, memang complete, memang cantik dah. Okay.
Serabut.
Tapi Kak Mila really enjoy sangat dengan you all sebab you all memang sangat hebat lah. No wonder lah you all memang PPC student. Then Kak Mila juga surprise dengan Shu. As a moderator, you can manage this session dengan sempoi, happy. So the mistake part is very nice actually.
Jangan Kak Mila, ni terpaling mengarut sekali.
Gelak je. Okay, ni dia pun dah lewat dan ni Mus pun besok ada kelas, so maybe your first class you boleh share your experience lah on Wednesday.
Boleh.
Pandai-pandai sekalian ajak backup team kita. Okay ke tu?
Tapi Shu nanti kena Liana nanti masih introduce Liana dalam ni dulu, jangan keluar dulu. Dah introduce yourself and then kita mention lah Liana akan support dekat live chat. Lepas tu baru Liana. Okay.
Tapi dia okey kan menjawab soalan tadi?
Okay, sangat panjang karangan dia. Sangat panjang karangan, nanti dia copy-paste je.
Okay.
Dekat situ. Okay, yang kita punya station malam ni ada dekat akak punya YouTube, so boleh tengok lah, ni memang dah live pun. So nanti tengok.
Akak buat apa ni Kak? Akak kena live kan?
Tengok balik and then nanti kalau rasa tak boleh je yang ni. So bila tengok balik kita nampak nanti mana pro and cons kan. Okay. Terima kasih banyak-banyak semua adik-adik Kak Mila yang
terima
hebat.
Terima kasih Kak Mila. Ya Allah, handle technical.
Terima kasih Kak Mila.
Tadi you all ada mention sebelum ni, tak tahu pasal ni kan. Tapi once you did this, memang student memang akan nampak lah kan apa yang you all akan lalui. Sebelum ni tak ada langsung kan. So ini yang apa yang you all nak boleh share, you share lah banyak-banyak kat sini nanti. Okay, hopefully ramai lah yang tengok and get benefit daripada apa yang
Akak link ni akak bagi siapa je Kak?
Ni link ni kita je, tapi siapa yang akak punya subscriber tu mungkin nampak lah.
Tapi akak dah sebarkan kat group KU.
Group KU tu yang Shu pun, bukan yang mana ni tak? Yang mana ni tak? Yang real
yang Rabu.
Itu. Ya, yang ini testing akak je. Dan unit sains komputer je.
Okay.
So Rabu ni harap-harapnya
good luck panelis.
Okay, jelak final Final Wednesday.
Kena rearrange balik. I think have to rearrange balik.
Yeah.
Questions kena improve and in terms of time management as well. Sebab itulah.
Kalau ada soalan-soalan yang nak dijawab, bagi tahulah. So I akan tanya soalan tu, so senanglah nak jawab kan. Sebab you dah prepare the answer.
Okay.
Okay. That's all for today. Thank you very much class. I'll see you next
Bye.
Thank you so much class. Okay lah Miss Shu. Terima kasih.
Thank you Miss Shu. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you Mustaqim. Thank you Kak Mila. Thank you Lang. Thank you Mira. Thank you. Oh, okay, just leave it. Okay. Bye Kak, thank you.
Okey lah semua. Kak Nila pun dah bateri dah habis dah.